Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 7th of 2020. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are very skeptical about is, of course, exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to handle all of the movies, the TV shows, the books, novels, comics, and etc. moving forward when it comes to this new Star Wars universe. You know, we do know that this new expanded universe is going to be quite a journey for Disney and Lucasfilm to take, and it's really going to take a lot of time and effort to really fix the Star Wars franchise and to also really rebuild it from the ground up, and that's exactly what Bob Chapek and Iger are trying to do. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney's Star Wars is that, of course, they are now in a phase of damage control, really trying to fix everything of what was derailed with The Last Jedi by director Rian Johnson. And that's exactly what the Star Wars fandom is hoping for, is that Bob Chapek will be able to really bring the Star Wars fans back together again and fully enjoy Star Wars the way it was, either before Disney took over Lucasfilm or in the very beginning phases of when Disney took over Lucasfilm. Because let's face it, right? The Force Awakens was an entertaining film. Was it pretty much a hard copy of A New Hope? Yes, absolutely. Did they play it safe? Of course they did. It's because they were very afraid of another wave of a backlash similar to what happened with the prequel trilogy. Now, mind you, it was nowhere near as close to the backlash of The Last Jedi, but Disney feared a lot of more Star Wars films being criticized, similar to the pattern of the prequels. Now, Rogue One was an acceptable Star Wars film, at least in my book, and I think that Disney can really repeat that once again. That type of, acceptance among fans of how they actually perceive Star Wars. So, with that being said, what's really intriguing is that with Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas all working together to develop authentic Star Wars stories for the Star Wars fandom, they are also trying to piece together what was broken from the sequel trilogy movies by making things right for the Star Wars fans. However, it's described that behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, throughout this year of 2020, there were many complications when it came to Star Wars. It's noted that creator Jon Favreau not so long ago had a big problem with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy of trying to sabotage his plans with the new Star Wars universe, where before Kennedy lost her creative control, Kennedy wanted to cancel Favreau's plans to retcon aspects of the sequel trilogy and wanted to prevent him from becoming a part of other Star Wars TV series on Disney+, since Kennedy did not want Favreau to fix the Star Wars universe and wanted to stick with her own agenda. Now, Favreau was best described as becoming very frustrated and stressed with Kathleen Kennedy over her demands, and that it even came to a point in which Kennedy demanded that Favreau would need other co-writers to help him with the scripts of The Mandalorian Season 2 and Season 3 in order to have less of Favreau's work in the Star Wars franchise. Now, Jon Favreau nearly quit Star Wars after all of this stress, and that thankfully Bob Chapek put an end to Kennedy's demands, and Favreau stayed over at Lucasfilm to evolve the Star Wars franchise moving forward. So here's the thing about Favreau, is that in case you guys did not know, he had a lot of problems with the way Rian Johnson handled The Last Jedi, and it's one of the main reasons as to why he immediately wanted to hop on board of Star Wars, to really steer it in the right direction. He used his contacts over at Disney because, after all, he produced The Lion King, he was connected to that, and he wanted to get into The Mandalorian. And The Mandalorian was basically Favreau's way in. This was really his way to really kind of fixing Star Wars. Now, though it is a TV series, and though it is a lower budget in comparison to actual motion pictures, it really is pretty much in tune with the vision of George Lucas. That overall tone of Star Wars is dead on point here. He really got it done correctly. And Kathleen Kennedy feared that Favreau was doing something way too different when it came to Star Wars. And this just once again proves that Kathleen Kennedy does not know what she's talking about. She's not in touch with Star Wars. She has no idea what the Star Wars fans really want. And I'm really starting to believe that Kennedy sabotaged Star Wars on purpose. I don't know why, but there's something about all of this that really pieces together like a puzzle, that Kathleen Kennedy purposely wanted to do this to Star Wars. She wanted to create a division in order to create new Star Wars fans from the get-go. So when we look at the sequel trilogy, these movies were all hit and miss. And now Disney Plus, what Chapek wants to do with Favreau, is that he wants Disney Plus and their Star Wars TV shows to be pretty much hit after hit. Now, that's exactly why he's concerned about the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV show, is of course it could very well be Batwoman 2.0 or The Last Jedi 2.0 level of backlash from fans. And without a doubt, it does have the potential to becoming just that if they're going to focus on identity politics over story still. So, like I've said before in the past, Favreau's a good man. He knows what he's doing with Star Wars. He's very passionate when it comes to Star Wars, and you can just see it in his heart when he's working on these new Star Wars stories. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.